she back on tour? She's a champion again. Yeah! The legend. Here's Shannon O'Keefe. Yeah! Incredible. What a moment for Shannon O'Keefe.
Hello, everyone, and hopefully you all are having a very good morning. Appreciate everyone tuning in as we are off and running here at the round of 12 at the 2018 Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open. Emil Williams Jr. here. We've got 12 bowlers. We've got 5 spots designated for television. Who will claim most spots is what we will find out after 6 games of competition. Let's begin game 1 on our featured pairs. From left to right, 23 and 24, Rocio Restrepo is your leader. She led after 16 games of qualifying at plus 492. She is joined by Birgit Poplar, who was the number yesterday. She finished 12th at plus 166. Here is Jada Higgins and Shannon Pluhowski. Shannon, the number 2, or excuse me, at the moment, is in second. Finished today in second. Yesterday at plus 472. She led after round 1 of qualifying. She is joined by Jada Higgins, able to make the top 12 yesterday. A lot of crowd support. Of course, she is just nearby in Westerville, Ohio. She qualified at plus 198, and there is Poplar. And then on to Kelly Kulick Kelly 10th at plus 217. She is on the pair with Jordan Richard, who is 3rd at plus 395. Other crossings, Maria Jose Rodriguez and Clara Guerrero. Nice shot there from Shannon. Verity Crawley and Liz Johnson, the Hall of Famer, and Daria Payok and Diana Zabialova. Should be a fun cross for them. And we'll see if perhaps the familiarity of those two players and their relationship, perhaps that'll give them some good vibes. Or one or the other. They're in a really good position. Daria and Diana 6th and 7th respectively. Diana 6th at plus 303. Daria 7th at plus 278. The number to keep in mind today right now is plus 320. That is 5th place, and that belongs to Liz Johnson at the moment. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to one of our national sponsors and the sponsor of last week's Twin Cities Open that this young lady won, Rocio Restrepo. Good morning to BowlerX.com. Be sure to visit BowlerX.com for all of your bowling needs. Higgins. Ho, ho, ho. Well, no one would be upset if we had an early game, an early round fireworks display. Wouldn't be too bad to go perhaps plus 70 plus, we'll say that. 80, 90, 100 sounds really good. Again, for those who are familiar at this point with our elite events and with the rest of the tour in general, this year's format, these bowlers are not bowling match play. They are crossing with each other based on where they finished yesterday. As you see, Jordan Richard there, good shot. Here's Poplar. And so just total pins only. Biergetz, of course, with some distance, obviously, thinking about how to get to 5th place. But as we mentioned earlier, and we'll keep mentioning it because each round that goes by becomes, wow. Uh-oh. Early smiles from Shannon. I mean, that helps loosen the swing, right? Shannon making the hour drive from Dayton, which is where she lives, runs Capri Lanes. This morning's got a very good feel to it. That shot, however, the result, not good for Poplar. That ends the run there. Here is Higgins looking for 6 in a row. Jen Higgins, I misspoke yesterday. She has won the Ohio Queen 6 times overall, including 5 consecutive. She had a great run in that particular event. All pins do carry over. So for some players, it is a major uphill battle to try to make the show. For some, it's sometimes managing, perhaps. For someone like Jen Higgins, though, she's got to do what she's doing right now to give herself the best chance. And to be honest, although she's in 11th, I like her odds mainly because of the situation, the local support. She has that. There are a lot of people pulling for her, clapping, holding on every shot last night, and it was pretty cool to see. Restrepo said she was just going to go with the flow today. Knows it's going to be different. The ladies are going to get smarter. That one got away from Shan a little bit, and 7 count for Pluhowski. Take a look at the young rook. This group here, Kelly Kulik and Jordan Richard, I mean, if you were to kind of microcosm women's bowling right now, it would be, you would think about Kelly Kulick and all what she has done, her contributions to the sport, and really her contributions specifically to women's bowling, of course, especially during the time that the tour was not around. And then you contrast that with Jordan Richard, who won a title in just her 4th event as a rookie, has made back-to-back shows, looking for 3 in a row. And there you see the young talent against a player, not against, but with a player who has meant so much and has carried the torch along with someone like Liz Johnson. She does live nearby, but no one lives closer than Jen Higgins at the moment in comparison. Well, all right. It'll be Jordan Richard to go first. To the right of Jordan, there was Clara Guerrero, who has bowled superbly this week and would love to get back, obviously, to television. Good shot there from the rookie. Puhowski after the spare. 10 back. Pace gets flowing when there's a lot of strikes. As you come on board, good shot there from Poplar. As you come on board, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Jen Higgins stepping up in the 8th frame. She can really serve notice to the player she's trying to run down, in a sense. Make it 8 in a row. You can hear some of the applause. I mean, it's applause certainly for what she's doing, but there are the locals who are definitely tuning in and taking in the action live here to watch Jen Higgins. So, of course, that you'll need are in the event description, so if you want to take a look at where the players are again after the standings I just read, you can do so. Higgins for 9 in a row. And 7 pin. Good run. $122 pins is a considerable amount to make up without bonus pins in only 6 games. It can be done. And Jen already in good position to begin the charge, if you will. Here is Restrepo again leading at plus 492. 172 pin lead over 5th place. Kulick. Many in the chat have mentioned it's good to see Kelly back in the top 12 and contention. Absolutely agree. Kelly does not want to be on TV as an analyst. She loves what she's doing. She loves that. She enjoys it very much. Loves the opportunity to talk about and analyze bowling on the bowling's biggest stages. But without question, she would rather be having, or rather have an analyst analyze her game while competing on said television. Look out. Here is Rowe. Of course, originally I know many know from Columbia, but from the local perspective, she does live in Louisville, Ohio, a couple hours away as well. And I believe it's been about 5.5 years, she said. Here's Poplar. It's a good shot. On the match play front, just wanted to try the idea in regards to, in a sense, there's no other things in play besides bowling. Oh, good call. Thank you very much. It is 6 games today. Apparently, I would like to have more games, I guess. It is 6 games. All right, final shot here for Puhalski. Gave something to look. 233. Well, Jen already in the 260s. Could be in for a real treat today with the potential of players who could make the show. Shout out to Cedarville Lanes, last week's host, checking in. Taking a look at the players in the field right now. Rocio could make it 2 consecutive shows. Jordan Richard could make it 3 in a row. And she would join Liz Culkin. Liz was the first person to do that last week when she made it 3. Rose got that look on her face. I think Liz Johnson either had the front 9 or 10. Forget about LJ, reigning 3-time player of the year. She's had a pretty good season, but the way 2018 has worked, the way 2018 has been set up, there's been some rookies that make some noise. Shannon O'Keefe has been very good. Obviously, Liz Culkin has made a nice run in the back half of this season. Of course, Shannon Puhalski looking for that first, and you'll say official PWBA title. She has won a couple majors, Queens, All-Star tournaments. Literally has won just about everything you could win. Just having that one item to just kind of cross off the list. She had a chance to get back to TV today. In fact, the last time she was on TV, was an event that Nationwide sponsored. Last year was in Rochester. And she finished second to Danielle McEwen. Clara lost a tough match as well. She lost to, speaking of Clara, last year at the St. Petersburg Clearwater Open, presented by Pepsi. That's when Clara lost. She lost a tough match to Shannon O'Keefe. So Clara can return to television. Poplar in the books with 223. Restrepo 236. Kulik finishing up. Richard, the open in the 10th frame, shoots 199. Kelly has made a few shows in her time, of course, in regards to the relaunch. In fact, Kelly made so many the first couple years. The issue, obviously, was she just couldn't convert those into victories. She was finally able to do that last year in a very emotional win that many of you, I'm sure, remember in Fountain Valley. Appeared on, I believe she made the Lincoln show as well, made the Tour Championship show, and the finals for that, and then there was one more. Kelly looking to get back to TV as well. Diana has won this year. Of course, Daria, the reigning Rookie of the Year. In many cases, for some players, a player like Daria, a player like Jen Higgins, Shannon Puhowski even, we talked about the point situation and how close that is. Everything is kind of coming to a head here. And what we see after this round, a shot there from Kulik to finish it out, 225. What happens after this round, of course? Then on to the players, and man, start looking at all the potential scenarios of how players can either be in or out, who needs to finish where. I might spend a lot of time trying to figure all of that out this weekend, of course. Game 1 is in the books. Game 2 is on the way. And on the other side, Summer Jasmine will join us for a bit as well. You're watching the round of 12. 6 games today. We're down with 1. The Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open here on Bowl TV. All right, folks, welcome back. Game 2 is underway. As we continue on, we continue to welcome our viewership this morning. Want to welcome Summer Jasmine into the booth.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm okay. Summer joined us for the back half of last night, the round 2 block. And back here with us this morning here on Bowl TV as we watch Clara Guerrero and Maria Jose Rodriguez, Liz Johnson and Verity Crawley on 27 and 28. By the way, Liz did have the front 10, finished with 289. And so, as someone mentioned in the chat, Jada Higgins may have just rolled a messenger. Most of the loud roars you will hear today will either be, of course, for exceptional performances.
Yes.
But
we got 3 Ohio.
The Ohio Players, which is
yep.
a fantastic R&B group, by the way, if you're unfamiliar. Check them out. And then specifically Jen Higgins, who
a local favorite right now.
really, just like literally just, I think it's 30 minutes away.
Yeah, she's really close.
Spent a lot of time here, so we'll be on the lookout for that. And then Kelly Kulik and Jordan Richard. Jordan already with a front 3 on 23 and 24 as she looks to bounce back. Let's take a look at Liz Johnson. Just briefly mentioned Liz and the solid season she has put together. The thing about Liz's season last year is that it was so good that it's just hard to certainly duplicate.
Yes.
And then it's also hard to you can't dismiss obviously anything she's done. She's had a really great season this year. It's just that last year's was literally
it was so good.
Almost the best you could have.
Exactly.
in the retrospect.
Yes.
And this year, of course, we mentioned Shannon having the season that she has had. But Liz has kind of got that look in her eye as well.
She's going after, I know she won the Lucy with E.J. Tackett. Now she's going out for that singles title this year.
Yeah, Liz looking for her first individual title this year. It would be her 24th professional title.
That's crazy.
Should she win today and make the TV show. Speaking of TV shows, as we watch Verity Crawley, let's take a look at the standings. They are updated. Again, the links are available in the event description below your video player. Rocio is still in the lead at plus 528. Puhalski still second at plus 505. Little gap between second and third, but Liz Johnson moves from fifth to third with that 289. She is now at plus 409. Here is Rodriguez in fourth. Jordan Richard at plus 394, and Clara Guerrero is fifth at plus 392, and Daria Payok is sixth at plus 284, and that's a little bit of a gap between fifth and sixth at the moment. Certainly not an unreachable destination, but Daria and whoever else will challenge for this fifth spot will have to do some maneuvering. Make sure they've got their life jackets to prepare for any and everything that could come their way. Because as Summer will mention, it is a sprint.
It is a sprint.
And definitely not a marathon today.
No marathon today. I think of it as you got to get lined up quick. You got to get lined up in practice. You got to make sure you got the right ball. That was a great shot for Jordan. Great shot. And right now, I mean, they're farther left than I think what they... This might be where they played the first round, because I was talking to Nathan Bohr, Motor Rep, last night after the second round, and he felt that all the girls stayed farther right.
Last night?
Last night.
Okay.
Just like, they stayed there longer. And I noticed in the first round, the scores, like, just started flying. Like, the scores were higher. Games like 5, 6, 7, 8. everything just started going up. And then last night we saw the cut just kind of stayed. Like the last couple games, it went up a little bit. And they got tricky. So the first round they kind of got blended out, so you saw the scores get a little, saw a lot higher scores. And then last night, he said he felt they were not as blended, kind of like a wet dry, like a cliff to the right. So you would see your ball, you would get it to that spot, and it would just wiggle. And then if you would try to square up, it would overhook. That's what we were talking about. That's what he was telling me. That was what Maria's last game that he was talking about. But yeah, I think it's a sprint. Of course, the gap right now is, 92 pins from 5th to 6th. You got to throw a lot of strikes to make up that ground. And with only 5 games left, it's whoever can keep striking. And right now, I see strings across the house, pretty much.
What, not that there's an expectation, but you would imagine that these lanes would break down perhaps slightly different because of the amount of players in the field and the amount of games being bowled today as well.
Yes, the transition's going to be different today. You only got 2 people on a pair. Most of the time in practice, they'll try to stay in the same area and break it down a little bit, have something to kind of throw it to. But it's kind of hard to do it with just 2 people on the pair. And then I know Shayna Plowski's in the field, so that one pair is going to have one lefty and one righty. And I see that Jen Higgins and Shayna Plowski are crossing together, so got the 2 Ohio people together. And Rocio's right beside of them, so good shot for Maria there. Looked like it went a touch too long and wrap 10.
Semi goes down for Crawley. Good shot. Here is Kulik. Dennis, yeah, give the refresh a try on the link in regards to the standings. And if again that doesn't work, just try to clear your cache, and you should be good to go.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed. A lot of the ladies, the ones that are right in front of us on the live stream, they're in balls that I think I saw them like in games like 2-3 yesterday or 3-4 yesterday. They're in. I know Kelly's throwing an intense fire. It's cleaner cover. Still got a bigger core inside. But it's going to help her get it through the front instead of her having to make it get through the front. I see Maria was throwing our Rogue Blade, which is a cleaner cover and it's quicker down lane. So maybe they're playing a little tighter today.
All of the variables that players must consider.
Great shot from Maria.
Maria's got some pins to track down as well if she is to.
Yeah, she's 122 out of the cut right now.
Make her first show of the season, first TV appearance.
Yes.
She has made the step ladder finals. In fact, she finished second in Louisville to Erin McCarthy, and she nearly ran the ladder during that week. But Erin was pretty lined up.
She was.
That day had a great look and was able to.
And that's
do enough.
Still the highest scoring tournament, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I have to look at St. Pete.
I was going to say St. Pete was close too.
Two vets, 2 of the best ever to do it, bowling simultaneously. Of course, with a pair in between, as apropos by the double jump process.
Our double jump, the 1 pair courtesy.
Kelly and Liz. While Kelly was on 23 and 24, Liz was also on the approach and doing her thing on 27 and 28. When you watch Kelly and Liz still to this day at this point, like what feelings do you get? Like, do you get anything? Like, do you think about what they've done in regards to sport, women's bowling? Is it I mean, obviously you bowl with him,
Right.
and you're competing against him, and
Yes.
you can't spend your day.
Still being starstruck.
Correct, but
Yeah.
but just the feeling sometimes of very appreciative, obviously,
Yes.
of what they've done.
Yes. I mean, they've basically just kind of paved the path for us, and Kelly's great ambassador for the sport. She will do anything to help you get to that next level. She's willing to. You talk to her for a few minutes. You ask her a few questions. She's willing to answer them and kind of lead you in the right direction. But she's definitely been very helpful, just giving advice. So, and Liz has just shown how great she is, just being consistent each year. And then, like you said, this year is kind of like a mediocre year for her. But
For her.
But for anybody else, it's still a great year.
I feel that's very important to say, and,
Yeah.
and we're not saying, I don't want anyone to get it misconstrued. We're
Right.
not saying at all that Liz Johnson is by any means mediocre,
No.
but we
she
are
is
comparing it to
to her previous season.
last season.
Yes. Great shot from Maria. She's stalling it so well this week. I watched her during the practice session, and I'm like, there's something different from the previous 2 stops. That's saying something because I didn't even see her bowl because we're so far apart half the time that when she threw in practice, I'm like, there's something there. Like, she changed something, and was talking to her, and they're like, yeah, we changed something just a little bit, and it's showing here because she's bowled well this week, and it's just the adjustments we have to make week in and week out.
Rodriguez has thrown 2 really good shots the last 2. Can she make
Has
it
that
3?
push. Great shot.
Just doing some notes, and she won gold at the Central American and Caribbean Games in the trios event. Speaking of Maria, and a silver in the team event at the Central American Games as well. Interesting. I looked at last night too. Summer is, of course, all 3 Colombians are in the field currently.
Yes.
Maria, Rocio, and Clara were the 3 players who unfortunately had the travel issues and travel delays getting back from the Central American Games prior to the St. Petersburg Clearwater Open. And so they missed round 1.
Yes.
And bowled round 2, but obviously they ended up finishing tied for 32nd. Got the respective points for that place. Rocio wins last week, and now all 3 of them are here in the top 12 this week. Clara's got a very good chance at the moment, based on the standings, to make the show.
Yes.
And so just just the adversity that they had to deal with in that situation, but have been able to obviously bounce back and put together some solid weeks since that point. And I'm sure, I know they were not happy.
No.
Of
no,
course, by missing that.
No, the stories I've heard. Oof. And then when you get to hear them talking in Spanish, they get fast.
Gives a little extra flavor.
Oh, I'm like, I would not have wanted to be that person they were talking to. Clara's struggling here a little bit.
To keep an eye on that as we get to 9th frame, or finishing up the 8th here for Liz Johnson. 10th frame here for Kelly, also struggling. Back-to-back opens here for Kulik. Again, the TV show tonight is live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Network. Brian, no shows. Well, let's see. Nothing immediate, I should say, in regards to next time I'll be on a live stream. I'd probably say it would be either a collegiate or youth event. More than likely, next time I would be on Bowl TV.
Are you not with us next week?
Well, after the PWBA.
Oh, okay. That's what he was asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm here.
Okay, I was about to say.
As long as I'm able.
Oh boy. Stuck the landing.
Let's see, Maria can, what's that, 258?
258. Hurry.
Good shot there from Rodriguez.
Yeah, second 10 pin on that lane. Looked like it just went a touch too long again. Oh, great break.
Already gets a break. Fill shot. Where Kelly looks like she's made a move left.
Move left. Looked like she's trying to get farther right, and you roll the 2 pin.
It's working on my.
Your slap.
I miss doing that sometimes. Not all the time, but every now and then. I'm like, man, that's cool, dude.
No one really does it here, which we're probably all grateful for, because we'll probably get the look.
All right, Richard. Speaking of Jordan,
279 max right here.
she shot 199. That's left.
Oof.
I'm not sure what happened in the 10th frame in game 1, but this will be, if she is not to spare here, back-to-back opens in the 10th frame.
I was hurt a little bit, but I mean, she's great game going on. Hook. Ah.
All right, open in the 10th.
244. Definitely not the finish she wanted. That's like one of the ones I was talking about when you have to take advantage of that pair. Like, you know, you have your really good pairs where you feel like you can't miss. She'll feel like that's a missed opportunity there. See, she was at 394. That'll get her 2 for Jordan. She'll be at 438. Over.
Let's see, Daria's on 4 in a row. Over on 29 and 30. Looks like she can maybe get to 238.
Trying a different ball.
.223 for Rodriguez.
There, get her in the 290s.
This is
293 over.
game 2 of 6, and yeah, it is bottom left, but it's a little light. What you see on the screen, our lower third, our shadow effect isn't working on that particular line, so it is game 2. Crawley shot 194. There is Clara. That is going left. That was interesting.
See if Liz can get this first strike to get her in the 2-0s.
That's got a hook.
Oh, oh.
Hall of Fame, Gary? No.
Almost. Almost. It's a great break.
Game 2 has come down to a really similar to yesterday. Early on, game 1 tended to yield high scores, and then game 2 was iffy.
That transition, like I said, depending on who you follow after the first game and where they played, you're either gonna, if you're farther left of them, you might be okay. But if you were in the same area, they might have dried that or you're right of them and they dried that one spot out. They get tricky. And same thing, topography in here is pair to pair, lane to lane. It's tricky in this bowling center.
All right, 198 for Liz Johnson. Do you think Clara's potential move is, or could just be a product, as we talked about, of this pair?
I think she's too far right. I think she's going to have to bump in a little. Because I thought that was a good shot, and it just read early. But like I said, it could be that pair. I don't know where she started, and I don't know if she bowled the first game. So.
Shot 217 in game 1.
Yeah. So she got, got a couple doubles, and then here she started well with a double, and I think her carry got hard to get the 10 out, and there in the fill shot, she leaves a 4-pin, so.
So Daria and Diana will join us on 23 and 24. Actually, we'll have them for about for 3 games in a row on various pairs. I know that will make a lot of people happy. Looks like Jada Higgins will be the first to go as we begin game 3 of this round.
Wearing the, I think she calls it the Eye of the Tiger jersey for Jen.
Okay.
It's got the tiger eye.
I can dig that.
I think that's what she called it. I'm not sure.
So 2 games down. You've been able to watch kind of one full game, Summer. I'd have to imagine the scores, they're not going to get to a level of, at least I don't think so. They certainly could, but to a low point to where, like, unexpected completely. I think the score still will be out there.
Yes. I think got 1 game under the transition. Scores that game were not very high. I think, 220, 240 for Jordan was the highest we saw in our 6 lanes we have here. So right now they're going to, hopefully you throw a good first shot when you move to your pair and then make your adjustments after that. And we have a scoring update.
All right, scoring update, folks. Refresh your standings. Gap now between 5th and 6th is 80 pins for Daria Payok, who is 6th. But we'll start with Rocio Restrepo at plus 518, your leader. Shannon Puhalski just now 13 pins away from potentially being the #1 seed. Rose shot 190. Puhalski shot 200. Jordan Richard is 3rd at plus 438. Liz Johnson drops to 4th at plus 407. And Clara Guerrero again 5th at plus 380. Daria is 6th at plus 300. Maria Jose Rodriguez 7th at plus 293. Zavialova is 8th at plus 279 and has struggled out the gates here. 178, 198. Jada Higgins is 9th at plus 256. She went 269, 189.
Yeah, they hit that transition. They're tricky that second game, so they got that transition game under them. So hopefully this next game, this is what we'll see. Maybe the high games we saw kind of later on last night in the middle.
It's just so interesting, and any of us have been around bowling for a while, but just really how quick it is. I mean, one game, first game, like, okay, I'm feeling good. Did that just carry?
Yeah, I would like to see a replay of that. Because I looked up and they were still standing.
Wow.
And then I looked up again, I hear people clapping, and they were all gone.
Shout out to Dave Ryan, by the way. Checking in. Dave Ryan will have the call. You had a celebrity in the chat, folks.
Awesome.
It's not about us. Dave Ryan
Dave Ryan
has checked in. As we've got a little score update or correction to make. Appreciate that, Dave. Dave will be, on the TV show. He'll have the call for you tonight. Again, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Third consecutive live television show. And it's been so cool to have it each and every week. Here this month, you get into a little bit of a routine, in a sense, because of the formats were the same for the first 3 weeks. So kind of got a flow down at this point, but TV is TV, and there's a lot to do. There are a lot of people that help and make that the TV show happen. Everyone from the center staff, volunteers, of course the TV production crew themselves, everyone on our staff, including my man Greg Moore. All right, so a little waiting game. So let's go to Daria.
Great cover.
That's difficult.
Yeah, she hooked. I mean, she hooked a lot of boards.
She covered a lot of boards for that.
I was like, ooh,
on that
I don't
2-7.
know. It's like, I don't know if it's gonna make it over there.
Here's Rowe. Good shot.
That was a great shot.
And you see Restrepo. This row is who we saw last week. And speaking of the Central American games, she won an additional goal. Boy, terrible break there. As Jin's break potentially develops into an 8-10. And Daria again. This time high on the head pin, 3-pin. One of Poland's finest. But Rocio, the Central American games, talking about our game and feeling good. It started there. She shot 800 at the event, and she said it had been some time since that happened, and that kind of let her know that her game was in a good place. The changes were starting to feel normal.
Yes.
Of course, and as bowlers, we know when you make a change, it generally is the opposite of how you'd like it to feel at first.
Right.
And the more you do it, obviously, the more it becomes muscle memory. And then the body takes over. Give you a little shot of Kulik there on the right, and she is able to break down the potential bucket.
Great shot for Burgett.
Second strike for Poplar. And now on to Westerville, Ohio's Jen Higgins. That one is right. 248. I'll show you a shot of Diana momentarily, but he just doesn't look comfortable so far here. How do you deal with that sometimes, Summer? If you just walk in and you know it just doesn't feel right, something's off, and how do you get through it? Basically, if you don't feel like you maybe have it at the beginning, like okay, I've got to somehow work my way into. You mentioned tempo yesterday, for example.
Yes.
How do you work your way into a rhythm?
Well, it's hopefully just
Striking?
Well, yeah, if you get, you start striking a little bit, then your swing gets a little looser, then you get a little more comfortable, or you start just hitting the pocket. You feel like you're in the right area of the lane, and then as long as you don't feel like you're going to start pressing, then you're fine. You just hit the pocket, hit the pocket, hit the pocket consistently. And then maybe you'll get that tempo back, and then you'll get comfortable. Because then you gotta say, they'll start falling. They'll eventually start falling. But right now, like, in her position, she kind of gotta press a little bit. Just because we only have, what, 3 games left? Is that right? 4 games?
3 games left?
3 games. Something like that. 3.5.
Yeah.
It's just, this game she looks like she's throwing it better, but she got a break, and she didn't throw a very good shot. Threw a better shot in flat 10. Oh, Rocio got a 4 count through the middle.
Well, that's what we call the old S4. Don't put the S on the screen here, but
No, that's the thing. I can't figure out when there's a split.
well, it will be. I think the splits are read after the fact.
Oh, okay.
So I think it happens in the second part of the frame, or the second half of that frame, basically.
Oh, she gave it a run too.
She did. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's the 10th frame I'm thinking.
Daria moved in with a ball change.
Sorry, conferring with Steve Jacobs and
Steve and Mike Devaney.
Mike Devaney. All right, who's bowling?
Clara, Rocio is.
Spare 3-bagger. Of course, a split in the 5th, and did as well as she could do in that situation, getting as much count as possible. And it gets a break on the trip 4.
Converts the 10 pin.
Take a look at Jada Higgins, Shannon Puhalski momentarily. But first, here is Birgit. Poplar has performed well in these elite field events.
Made top 12 every week.
Yes, she has. Tenth in St. Pete, 11th last week in the Twin Cities. No one quite having the success that Liz Culkin was having in these events, of course. But Liz just missed the top 12 this week. She finished 13th. Liz Culkin, I'm speaking of.
She's on a great run there.
This young lady did win a title, obviously, in this swing and St. Pete. Didn't really look like a bad shot there. But a lot of 9 spares you can see on the scoreboard for Diana. They're starting to look a little
They're getting tricky.
tricky.
You're either... I think Shannon Puhalski's the only one in our little group right here we have. Jen started well, and then now I feel like the shots that she has not struck on, they just weren't quality shots. A couple of them looked a little right, and then it looked like they shot too fast. Oh.
Nice spare for Birgit over on 25. Here is Puhalski. look here at Diana. Brian O'Keefe out this week. Comes to just kind of take a gander at what's happening here with DZ.
She does not look pleased.
No, and I think she's trying to figure that out right now with Brian and come up with a quick game plan to give herself a chance. Rocio. Rose just fun.
It's just intensity is stuff. Great shot for Daria.
It's the best shot of this game. First double. It's interesting that Daria is very open about the things that hinder her game.
Yes.
She always talks about spare shooting, and for her, it is it's the one thing that we talked about. Everyone works on spares, but it is Daria has identified it as a weakness and a necessity, and so she spends so much time on it. And so when she has some successes in that area, she always talks about it open. And now an issue for Roe there on 25, and I point that out, of course, because she's in a very good opportunity, a good chance here to really obviously leave away with a good game, but based on the start she's had, no opens, and now she finds herself with a 3-bagger, and sometimes you're not going to have it for the first however many frames or whatever frames it is, but the slashes will keep you in the mix.
Exactly. Make your spares, you don't have to strike as much, depending on the scoring pace, of course.
It's a good caveat. Too late, Tim. Sorry.
No, go ahead. She's going to try. Took a look at a different ball. I remember her throwing that last night when she was in front of us. So, this is game 3. Maybe she might throw it again. And I know I came in on at least game 4 last night, and you had an extra person on the pair, so like I said, could be a little tighter, so they might have played a little farther left, maybe. And so the transitions are a little quicker.
See if Diana can repeat that that success she just had on 24. That was the best shot of the match, or this game, I should say, for her. This was from the ball reaction perspective. Nothing on the deck, and looked to be pleased with that. DZ, I guess the ball started a little early in that 4-step approach.
Great shot.
And just like that, so it'll be a good powwow with Mr. O'Keefe. Able to bounce some ideas off of, and sometimes, right, it's just as simple as that. You just need someone to.
It's always helpful
to throw the idea off of.
Exactly, it's always helpful to have that person that you can go talk to. Like, you have an idea and you just want to get it, out of your mind and out loud. And Brian's a great person. I got to work with him when he was on the Brunswick staff, and I was with Brunswick. Worked with him for a couple of years, and he kind of always lets you have your idea, and then if he didn't like it, he'll tell you. But most of the time, he'd let you talk it through with him. From my experience, I would talk it through with him, and then he'll be like, "All right, I like it. Sounds good." And then if he felt like it was not a good choice, then he'll be like, "Let's think about this way." And but he never did it to where it felt negative. Like, he got you a positive way. So he's very knowledgeable about the sport, and he's willing to help.
Daria is on 4 in a row. 4 spares, 4 strikes. How about 5?
Great
wow.
shot. Smooth. Made a zone change, like 2 zone changes. Ball change. At least she balled up. And Now she's on the 5-bagger. So when you know your arsenal, and then you have, she probably had the idea in her head, and then she talked to Steve and Mike, and they were like, oh, maybe you might have to be in there because that's where all the girls are playing. So.
Quick look at Pluhowski. Check on Blue,
like
who was in second.
Yep, it looked like she tried a different ball there. That one wasn't very good off her hand.
If you're just joining us, this is game 3 of 6, the round of 12. Here on Bowl TV, the Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open. In the booth, Summer Jasmine. I'm Emil Williams Jr. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in throughout the week. Thursday was the PTQ. We had 16 games across 2 rounds yesterday.
I was about to say, are you running a contest today?
I am. I was actually thinking about that
Okay.
in my mind currently. I'll come up with something. I've got a couple ideas. Let's see. Rose going to go first. That ball change.
Great ball change. Get her in the 2 teens.
Can't be afraid to make changes. That is one item that is a must.
Great shot for Diana.
That strike there that you saw on the right side of your screen from Pluhowski. Is their ball able to get the 7, or excuse me, the 10 out? It's on at least with good count given the 2 O's. And the ball change, of course, for Restrepo. She'll try one more on this field. That one looked the best.
She's got a couple options. I always want to have options.
Options are key. Very oddly enough, it felt like Diana's game was, it just seemed like that 200 was not even in question. And yet, with a spare, she'll have 212. But, you know, just the look of it and how she was feeling about those shots, especially the early ones. But again, the spare shooting early, no opens, allows you to, you know, we're not talking about miss room per se, but it does allow you to continue to make moves in your head because you're not giving away frames at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's a big game for Daria if she can finish this out. Again, 6th place to plus 300.
It's a great shot. Oh, she wanted that one.
Yeah, 250 there could have been, again, depending on what Clara did, could have cut probably her deficit a little more than half and give her a really good shot. She'll still have a good opportunity, I think, with 3 games remaining.
3 games, yes. She's getting to where she's comfortable.
That's scary.
I know, that is scary.
Because she was very comfortable in St. Pete.
Yeah, she made a spare. Oh, she loves her soccer ball.
Someone mentioned that in the chat, actually.
We practiced after I picked her up from the airport Wednesday, and she's like, she calls me Winter. Winter, I need you to get this soccer ball to spare. Make my spares. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
That's fantastic.
So. Oh boy. That's amazing how she can get that ball to come back from there. I'm like, that's a miss right. Like, there's no chance.
I probably would have got 3 off the right.
Oh, me too, for sure. Me too.
235 for Daria Payok, and she's already in the mix, currently in 6th, but she'll add 35 pins to her score. And unless Clara, of course, matched just if she stayed even in that regard, Daria potentially could enter the top 5 here in game number 4. Lots to still talk about and a lot to unfold. Game 4 is on the way. You're watching the Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open on Bowl TV. Standings after 19 games are in. And Rocio Restrepo, still your leader, plus 533. Shannon Pluhowski second at plus, 509. What in the world is happening? That was just a Twilight Zone-ish like 15 seconds right there. I'm not sure what was happening.
Reset on 24 to get the head pin. The head pin drops out, and Verity misses the head pin to the right and still strikes. So, a little quick recap.
Okay. Puhalski second, plus 509. Jordan Richard third at plus 430. Liz Johnson is fourth, plus 418. Clara shot 225 that game. She's at plus 405. Daria still in sixth at plus 335. Diana Zavyalova seventh at plus 290. Maria Jose Rodriguez eighth at plus 275. Kelly Kulik ninth, plus 267. Verity Crawley is 10th at plus 225. We'll keep an eye on Daria. She's on 27 and 28. Quick look at Clara. Hadn't seen her since game 2. Jen Higgins is 11th at plus 223, and Jen has fallen back a little bit since that opening game of 269. Bearded Poplar is 12th at plus 192. 3 in a row for Liz Johnson. Maria, we mentioned, is 8th, plus 275. Jordan Richard with a lot of applause going on down there. Nice shot. Colombian teammates with strikes all across the board there on 23 and 24.
Ooh. Wow.
So, okay, Verity, what's happening here? What is going on? She misses the head pin on 25.
Gets
him
strike.
to go.
Yep. That was a great shot. And moves the 4 pin over. Diana changed balls. Went to something a little cleaner. Rocio Restrepo makes the washout in lane 29.
See if Clara can remain clean, or perfect, I should say, as Maria has done. 6-10 there for Clara, and now on to Daria, who has gone spare strike to start game number 4. A 7-pin for Daria, now to Crawley. Let's see if Verity can not have a terrible or good break. That shot, maybe a touch right down lane to look.
Like a touch right.
Who else is nearby? Puhalski and Jen Higgins. Strepo Poplar on 29 and 30. About 2.5 games left really at this point. And the deficit (70 pins for Daria Payok as she steps to the left lane. Clara, of course, has the 5th spot at the moment.
Oh, that's right.
Johnson able to break down trouble to the left on 26. So you watch Daria take care of business here on 10 pin. 10 pin over on 26 as well. That's Liz Johnson's. Of course, Daria missed the Twin Cities Open, part of the National Bowling Day festivities. Big thanks to Go Bowling. So Fox and Friends in Times Square with Andrew Anderson and Parker Bone III. Mentioned Diana making the ball change.
It's made another ball change, I think. Great shot for Maria.
You mentioned that Maria, between the two of you,
Yes.
games are vastly different.
Yes.
I'm going to try to identify on the next shot, see if the viewers can notice it as well. You mentioned that she's a little bit more end over end, as you described it. Is that correct?
Yeah, her roll is just a little more forward, so it's gonna pick up. It's gonna pick up earlier than mine for sure. Hers always reads the pattern. Mine tends to. I have to use surface to get mine to read the right way. And she's a little firmer in ball speed, and that's right off her hand. She got a little fast.
How would you describe Verity Crawley's release in regards to what we were just talking about? So Maria a little bit more end over end, you a little bit more on the side of it.
Verity's still end over end, but she's able to get around it a little more than Maria does. And then her rev rate, I think, is higher than both mine and Maria's. So she can kind of open up her angles and she can slow hook it. And if she can throw urethane, she'll throw urethane. I know she did it a few times this year. I know she did it at the Lucy. Terrible break for her there.
All right, so I've got to ask, how would you describe Daria?
Just rev rate. Just rev rate. Looked like she tried to square up and throw a little harder, and it checked. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's like they try to send it right and they can't carry, so they will just kind of square up a little more, and then that happens. Because I thought her other shot was, she got it right, but she got it right early enough to where it was going to read, but then it just ran out of energy. And then that one, it looked like she tried to square up and be a little firmer, and it just went sideways off the end of the pattern. So she's going to need a great back half of this game to stay in contention.
I'm curious, where would you be on the lanes if you were out competing right now, you think?
Not where Liz is, but she makes it look really good.
Of course. That's what she does.
That's what she does. Maybe touch left of Maria. Like I said, I have a softer ball speed, and then I have a little more axis rotation, so I gotta get farther left, but not as far left as Verity or Daria, just because my rev rate's not close to theirs.
Voice you're hearing is Summer Jasmine, breaking down some of the games here and releases. Count for Liz. Starting to slow down just a touch as the players are keying in on each shot and what they need to do to be successful, because there aren't many frames left at this moment.
It just looks like this on lane 24, you'll see them start stringing strikes, and then they'll get up and miss it. Like, they won't really miss the transition, but then they'll 4-pin or 9-pin. So maybe it's this pair, maybe, or I don't know, because we saw with Daria, she left a 9-pin in the 10th frame. Unfortunate miss there. And there with Maria, that looked like a pretty good shot. And leaves a 4-pin. Crawley made a ball change. Seen her go to her bag after the open frame in the 5th.
Trouble now on 23 and 24 for Marie as we get later in this game. I mean, we're starting to see a lot of the same leaves and same type of leaves across our pairs here. All right, 10-pin goals for Verity, and you know, just from what we're seeing here, this game could prove to be key in many ways. There could be some movement.
There could be,
because some of these scores are going to be relatively low.
see Clara still kind of in the 200 paces right now. A lot better shot for Liz.
Wow. I'm actually kind of surprised that did not carry, to be honest with you.
I am too. I'll understand that, hey, you have all those pins going toward the 7, and they just don't even touch it. Good shot for Clara Guerrero.
Clara has remained clean.
Seen her talking to her ball rep, Josh Blanchard. In between her rings when Maria is up. Ooh.
Awesome.
Seen
miscues.
a couple miscues here that we usually don't see.
Takes the extra time necessary to focus here. Clara looking for a 3-bagger. Able to chop the 10 out. And Clara, who is in 5th at plus 405.
She's gonna make a run to go around Liz. And possibly Jordan, depending on what Jordan does.
There's Daria. That's got to get left, and it does. My goodness.
A slow wheel. Well, a turkey. Got her a turkey. 3-bagger.
And the difficult 310. Let's see if Rodriguez can kind of just clear the mood here and start fresh in frame number 9. And that certainly helps. 7-pin goes down. So Daria on a 3-bagger. Diana, meanwhile, who is 7th at plus 290. And Diana with the big 4. Great spare for the Hall of Famer. And I'm sure perturbed by the 8th frame. How do you handle that kind of when you do that, Summer?
Miss a single pin?
Yeah. How do you handle that?
How do I handle it? Oh, a little upset, and then try to forget about it as fast as possible, because it's done, it's over with, and you can't go back and do it all over again. So
This has been an interesting game on our featured pairs. Game 4 is could be one to remember when it's all said and done.
Gets a 10 out late.
For Maria, she's going to be in the 220s with a good count, but certainly not the way she would want to get to the 220s.
Yes. Like I said, felt like this was a really good pair for her. I know I talked about her like a missed opportunity because she could have made a huge run.
Well, this pair has provided
It's been pretty good
the opportunity.
for. I know Jordan bowled well. Maria's had a really good look on it. Daria bowled well when she made a ball change and a zone change. Clara's making this game. If she's in the 250s, does a double and 10.
Wachowski gets a Tiger-esque roar down on the higher end. Out of 28.
That was left off her hand.
That was like my best Jim Nance right there. Jim just kind of updates you on the Tiger roar, and then he goes right back to out of 18.
Just watching Verity's this game has been interesting. Like, this is the head pin, the 4-pin that moves, and her last shot, it looked like the 7-pin was wanting to stand back out.
It's been
Oh.
odd, and then
Clara, 2 10s. Maybe I should stop talking about some stuff here. I feel like I'm putting a jinx on him.
well, that's what you do if you're sitting in this chair. That was a good shot, and she's going to get to
Two teens.
actually 213 in just the oddest way possible.
Yes.
See if Clara can take care of this here in the 10th frame. 210, gonna need to bounce. Open in the 10th. 221 for Clara. Huge shot there for her.
For Daria. That's left.
What a game.
211.
So all done on 23 and 24. Some missed opportunities. The pair did yield a couple of 220 games. Daria is going to go first. Really good shot, posted it. Saw it all the way through. But nothing more than 2-0, and with Clara shooting 221 still will remain. In fact, add some pins to that deficit. You see Rocio. She's been close on making splits today. Hold on. All right, 202 for Daria. Liz Johnson has struck first shot in the 10th. So Liz can get into the 220s. And here is Zavyalova. And for DZ to have any chance here, needs them all just to feel good. And DZ she just doesn't look comfortable. Huge shot there. 7-pin thought about standing for just a second.
She can hop back up into that third spot depending on what Jordan did. They're getting tricky. With only 2 people on the pair, transitions are going to be nowhere the same as what they were well, yesterday at all.
All right, 2:25 for Liz Johnson. All right, final shot for Diana. I have to imagine that, I don't know what, at least four balls probably DZ is giving the world here. .172. And game 4 has
It's ended.
just
Um,
had to take a step back after that game.
yeah, that was interesting.
It was intriguing all the way around. All right, game 5 is coming up next. A wide view of what's happening as the players are moving. Rosillo's just finishing up, and it looks like Kelly and Jordan are off and running. And Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl. Back in a moment here on Bowl TV. All right, welcome back. This is game number 5. And obviously getting down to the time where we'll know who our top 5 will be as Verity gets a break. Our update is in. If you haven't seen it yet, please refresh your scores and your standings. Emil Williams Jr. with Summer Jasmine, and we've had a change up top, Summer.
We have, yes, we have.
Shannon Pluhowski is now back in the lead at plus 555. Rocio Restrepo is now second at plus 517. Jordan Richard is third at plus 450. Liz Johnson is fourth at plus 443. Clara Guerrero fifth at plus 426. And now take a look at the old deficit. 5th to 6th, 89 pins. And that is Daria Payok, who is 6th. And with just 2 games left, still anything can happen, but there's going to need to be a lot of strikes from Daria, which she is more than capable, and Maria and Diana. But Daria at this point in time seems to be the only person that can really make a run at the top 5. Would you agree with that at this point, Sam?
I do agree with that. And right now she's started strike spare. So if she's going to make a run, she's going to have to start right here in the 4th frame. And then Clara's the farthest pair away from us, so can't really see what she's doing.
Rocio is now back in view. And a row still with some sizable advantage in regards to 6th place. So not really in danger at the moment of falling out of the top 5. Here is Payok. And the 3, 6, 9, 10. All right, folks. So it's about that time. Wow. And Liz with the bucket here. And keep in mind, Liz is plus 443, Clara plus 426. We still can have movement within the top 5, but with, at this point, a game and some change to go, the top 5 seems to have been, or seems to be obviously settling itself out, working itself out. Not yet in cement, of course. An open frame there for Liz. But the players within the top 5 are just about set. We could see some movement in the seedings. All right, so you know we've done the Bowl TV giveaway the last couple of weeks within our elite event schedule. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it next week. I know we had plans and things for the first 3 weeks. There were opportunities available to do such things. So, but I know I said the first week that we might switch up the platforms and stuff, but actually Twitter has been very good for this giveaway. It's gotten some really cool responses, and obviously we could do the same thing on other platforms. Some require photos and such, and I don't like to tell you what you're winning, although based on what we've given away, you probably have a pretty good idea. But I can tell you, if all goes well, there'll be something a little different this week.
Ooh.
If it goes well.
Sounds intriguing.
If it goes well. Something that even could be used. I'll just leave it at that. So, I'm gonna keep it to Twitter today. And the hashtag is Bowl TV giveaway. Bowl TV giveaway. And the other hashtag is Columbus. So you have to use those 2 hashtags. You must follow the PWBA Tour on Twitter. And then simply put, again, try to make it easy. Trivia, we thought about it. I'm not trying to stump you. We could do that, but I want to give everybody a chance to win stuff. So, simply put, please tell us who your favorite PWBA player is. And honestly, if you can, but it could be past or present. But just tell us who that player is and why. Just curious. I know, and I know we could have listed a lot of good answers and very different answers across the board with that question. So, who is your favorite PWBA player, past or present, and why? Why you chose that person? Nice shot there from Liz. I imagine that we'll get many responses with Liz Johnson included. We could get responses with Diana Zavyalova included. I'd probably bet that one person would have Daria in their answer.
For sure.
So I'm very curious. It's a good question, I think, and we get to find out what our fans, who our favorite players, or who the favorite players for the fans are, in a sense. So again, just to reiterate, Bowl TV giveaway, round of 12. That actually has been one response that we've been getting too. What's Twitter? Twitter.
Oh, no.
Twitter. That's why I'm using Twitter, because you guys got to know what Twitter is. Come on. Come on. But anyway, so Bowl TV giveaway in Columbus. Those are your 2 hashtags. Be sure to follow. And tell us who your favorite PWBA player is and why. Of course, you get 280 characters. Some of them are taken by the hashtag, so keep that in mind. It won't be a best answer gets the prize, because all of the answers will be good. But we do take into account. Actually, we might do that this week. We might do that this week. Best answers will get some extra consideration. But if you play, if you're part of it, you get an opportunity to win to win a prize. We've given away some few things. We also have some items that have been unclaimed as of yet. So we'll give them one more week, and we could have some additional prizes to re-gift, if you will. No one has claimed them. How do you feel about that giveaway, Summer?
I like it.
Okay. I'll let you know if someone says Summer Jasmine is their favorite player. Boy, I tell you. Wow. Is there any explanation that you have of what's going on right now, Summer?
I don't know. Like, I thought she threw a pretty good shot, and that's this lane she's been lined up on. So it feels like the right lane, like lane 24 might be hooking just a little more than 23. And I know Rocio looked like made a ball change. That's
resulted in right now a double. Payok, you see a 9-pin over on the left side there. She takes care of that. Pluhowski over on 29 and 30. Did not like it, but it held line. And Pluhowski has gone 3-bagger, spare strike, spare, double.
Trying to hold on to that number 1 seed.
We've had some players win from the number 1 seed, at least one. Aaron McCarthy won from the number 1 seed this season in Louisville.
Yes. Did Jordan win in Harrisburg?
Jordan Richard won in Harrisburg. That was actually back-to-back weeks. We had a number 1 seed win.
Yep. And that's it, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Before that, though, before
Louisville.
5. We were over.
Yeah.
At that point. We've also seen the opposite, of course, as Liz Johnson has 2 opens on multi-pin spares in this game. Just missed a 3-6-10, chopped it. We've seen Liz Culkin obviously run the ladder, the U.S. Women's Open. But let's see. Shannon O'Keefe won from the number 2 seed at the Queens.
She climbed the ladder in Sonoma.
She did. All I know is the way things are shaping up, usually you have a pretty good idea. Sometimes I'm way off on who I might think will win. Sometimes I'm pretty spot on. I'm not quite sure
This week?
at the moment.
Well, they're gonna bowl on the lower end of the house. Has not seen any play since, I want to say, I guess, open bowling Wednesday. Pretty much, maybe, if they had any. I know they are. Well, no, we had the PTQ part of the lanes down there, but I don't think the TV pair. I'm not sure what the TV pair is.
I believe it's 7 and 8.
7 and 8. Well, we only went up to 9, I believe, in the PTQ. So, Shannon Plahowski.
Wow, that is the widest 7-10 I've ever seen.
Yeah. Shannon Plahowski's chances I like, just because she's on the left side. Never know what's going to happen on the right side. And we're looking at the top 5 now. We got 4 very different players right now within that top 5.
I'm just not sure. But that's a good thing for me. And that just allows the ability to just enjoy the show. But I will say that Shannon Plahowski came out the gates yesterday with that look and with a game of 259. And that let us know that
she's here to win.
She clearly not only was here to win, but she didn't, I won't say she wasn't going to have to fight, right, to find something, to figure something out, because she's the only lefty. But she had a look immediately, which doesn't always happen. And
easily the most emotion I've ever seen out of Verity. Saw it off camera there to your left. 210.
And then, you know, she made it. She made it happen, and has made it happen. And so I think, you know, if she is able to hold on to the top seed, she's practicing for herself. Essentially, there's going to be, you know, no bowling balls on that side for 4 games. Oh no, 3 games.
3 games, yeah.
We'll see how it all plays out. We still got a game to go. Good question in the chat we'll get to in 1 second. This game from Daria could potentially all but do it in regards to who the top 5 will be. The lone challenger in a sense. But so we'll have to keep an eye on the movement perspective on seeds. In the final game, we will have
Jen Higgins and Shannon Blahowski. We'll have Kelly Kulik, Jordan Richard, and Maria Jose Rodriguez and Clara Guerrero to finish it up for us.
It's been a weird field today.
Yeah, it's the other one I sat in on, the one in St. Pete. I told you I walked in and everyone was striking. And
Not
I walked
the case
in
today.
I walked in this morning and I was like, man, the scores are high.
After one game.
After a game, and then after that, it's just been they either had it or they didn't.
.190 for Zavyalova. Daria had a nice talk again with Steve and Mike Devaney, or Steve Jacobs and Mike Devaney. Strepo leaves a 2-4-8-10, but you see where that is in the 10th frame. She'll be in good position. Here is Payok.
Takes out the 4-9.
Not a confident look there. But this woman here
She's on the tear.
is confident. And I believe is certainly ready. Someone in the chat said overdue. Absolutely. Without question. Without question. She has put herself in positions in the past on television. She has come up short the last few times out. She's talked in the past about wanting to have more fun, especially last season. That's what she was looking forward to on television, to not put the type of pressure on herself that she had been putting on herself in the past to want to win because of that will to win and wanting to win so bad. Last year she focused on just having fun and finished second to Danielle in this event sponsored by Nationwide in Rochester. She looks confident. Her ball reaction suggests that she should have a pretty good look no matter what. If there's anyone who can make something out of nothing, it is Shannon Pluhowski. As the final shot there from Daria. And now we move officially on to Game 6.
Great shot for Jen Higgins.
Jen started out again shooting 260, and you thought maybe she'd be able to
kind of make a run at it. Yeah.
Give it a run, and the next two games did not go in the way I'm sure she would have liked.
I know she threw that well because her follow through came straight up and back. When she followed through, her follow through comes across her face. It's usually not a good shot for her, and she did it a couple times the last time she was on the live stream pairs, and
someone asked quick question for you, Summer.
Okay.
From SR555. ... do you have a different mental preparation for a pattern you know and as opposed to a pattern you don't know?
Kind of, but not.
Good question.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of depends. Sometimes you don't want to get in a mindset of how it should play, because that's where the center comes into play, the topography. Because, most of the time they say, oh, let's bowl on something short. You want to take a look at the gutter. Sometimes it's not there. And then you have to kind of, that's when you have to learn, like, read your ball reaction and just kind of make your changes off of that. But you just don't want to get in that mindset, oh, this is where so-and-so plays, this is where I need to play, and so forth and so on. You just want to have that open mind and say, hey, I need to take a look at, you know, first arrow, second arrow, third arrow. Just take a look at all that before you really set your mind on something. So
it's a little chilly. The fan's starting to feel like it's getting a little colder.
it's working overtime, I think.
It is.
I hope I answered that question.
There was one more. And let's see. Come on. Where is it? Clara dealing with a bucket. There you go.
Ooh,
Wow.
these multi-pin spares are getting tricky.
All right, there we go. Found it in regards to the question. Kelly Kulik and Jordan Richard now on 25 and 26. Take a look at Higgins. All right, the question for you, Summer. I think you mentioned this a little bit yesterday, but may have missed that. Do you have a job, or do you just bowl for a living?
Pretty much bowl. Help out at my local bowling center.
And you drive a lot.
I do drive a lot. Near the end of the tour, so the driving is going to be a lot less.
Richard.
And we do have a scoring up.
Let's click the refresh button. Well, I tell you what. That game really hurt Daria.
Yes.
Because Clara shot 158 in game number 5. She's at plus 384. I'll get to 1 through 4 in a minute. So Clara at plus 384, Maria 6th at plus 322, and Daria 7th at plus 315. Pluhowski plus 601 is leading the way. Restrepo is second at plus 541. Third is Jordan Richard at plus 452. Liz Johnson is fourth at plus 442. Clara Guerrero again fifth at plus 384. And we will have Clara on 27 and 28. Shannon Pluhowski is trying to remain in that #1 seed. How big was that game 5?
Pretty big. I mean, Daria shoots. She shoots over 2. She's right back in it. And then Maria had a big game, and there's a chance, but she's on open right now to start.
And even for Maria, we talked about missed opportunities on 23 and 24. That 223 game
Could have easily been like 250 or 240. I mean, that's what I know I've talked about it before. Just kind of taking advantage of that one pair that's you feel like you can't miss on. and then grinding on the pairs that are, that are tough. See, Liz Johnson's got a spare 4-bagger. Is that right? On 29.
That is correct. Oh, big 4. 4 Guerrero. So
27-28's been tricky from what scores haven't been very high. From what I can recall sitting here watching.
Puchalski and Higgins already in the 7th frame.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh, she looks good. Kulik and Kelly is 8th at plus 284. Oh,
Great shot. Terrible rake. That's when you know it's not your day. When you throw good shots and you just can't get all 10 down.
All right, you're right here. You're right. Come on.
And Garcia's what, on the far end? Yep, farthest away from us. That's a pretty big gap though, 60 pins. For her to try to get the 1 seed. Maria's gonna make a run at it, because she is bowling with Clara, and Clara is struggling at the moment.
She's got the benefit of watching what's happening with Clara.
Yeah, with Clara, she started with the bucket and struck on the right lane. Comes back to the left lane in big 4. So she's probably in that little area of... She went light, so I square up, then I go through the face. So, where is that happy medium going to be for her?
Plus 541 is Rocio Restrepo. Plus 601 is Shannon Puchalski. 10 pins separate 3rd and 4th. Rodriguez with a double. Jen Higgins, the 6-7-10, and gave it a great effort this week in front of many of the local favorites, family and friends.
It's good for her to, good to see her have a good week. I got to cross with her last couple weeks.
All right, Jojo.
And it felt like she'd be really close, and then just kind of lose it toward the end, kind of lose the luck, and happy for her to see her in the top 12 this week for sure.
Clara 2 opens in 3 frames.
Oh boy.
And potentially
Another open.
3 opens in 4 frames. So there is trouble a brewing.
She's leaving the door open. And Daria is, let's see what Daria's doing. Left a 10 pin.
10 pin there, and she's at least 1 open down there. Liz Johnson, meanwhile, has gone spare, now 6-bagger. She's going to be on the show. Clara's got some work to do here.
She's gonna have to grind this game out. Catch a couple breaks to go her way.
Roll.
62 pins. Clara coming off a 158 game on 33 and 34. That's Puchalski just a 2-pin, or 3-pin, excuse me. Just gonna get up and handle that. And we watch Clara. All right, 7-pin. And that one just barely kind of got up the hill.
Yeah, she got it toward the pocket, but did not go through the pins.
At this point, Summer, at this juncture, in a position that Clara's in, where the look that doesn't seem like it's going to yield good scores for her. What possibilities you think is she maybe kind of going through in her head with her ball reps?
Well, knowing Clara, she's gonna go talk to. I think Josh is with her. She's gonna go talk with Josh, and they're gonna talk a couple things over. And depending on what Maria does these next 2 frames, I think that's where they're gonna kind of plan off of. If Maria throws the next 2, then she's gonna have to find a way to strike.
Here is Maria.
Yeah, at 60 pins, it's a lot, but when you're not striking, it's...
For 3 in a row. Heck of a shot there for Rodriguez.
It's a great shot. And another 8 pin. Lane 30 for Liz.
All right, just looking at early max scores. 240.
241. And then Clara's is 213.
So Maria really at this point
It's a must strike.
has to have them.
That's right.
Wow.
It's the second time she's done that on that lane. So it makes me think there's maybe a little spot down lane. It didn't, because it didn't look bad off her hand.
And Clara just, that ball on that lane barely got up the hill.
Yeah, because Clara's gone bucket, big 4, and then she probably made an obviously made adjustments off the other 2 shots. Off the big 4, she'll probably moved a little left, and the ball really had a hard time coming back up into the pocket. So
That open frame about all but did it.
pretty much, because now that changed Maria's max score to 213, which is what Clara can max out at, but right now pace-wise,
.206 for Jada Higgins. Clara will take care of a 10 pin here. It's good to see Clara in regards to the health status. She had a back injury at the Queens and had to take some time off, some stops off, and
she missed 2 or 1.
she missed 1 full. I think she missed 2.
And then she withdrew from Connecticut. And then I don't remember seeing her in Louisville, but
I think she went 2 weeks straight.
okay.
Daria has a max score of 213. Good shot there for Clara. That shot just about does it here, but let's give Shannon Pluhowski the floor. That looks to be the #1 seed. Again, unsure what Restrepo has going. See a couple strikes down there. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to overcome what Shannon Puhalski has done here. This block, 230, 2-0, 204, 246, 246. A shot there from Rodriguez. Jordan Richard is going to make her 3rd consecutive TV appearance. Congrats to Shannon Puhalski. She finishes with 211. Restrepo can get to 225. That will not be enough to go around Shannon Puhalski. Well, Shannon will be the #1 seed. Restrepo will be the #2 seed. Of course, all scores unofficial.
I think Liz Johnson can get around Jordan Richard for the 3 seed here.
Well, and
She's got a chance at 2.
well, she was what, 99 back?
Yeah, she can shoot 269. She's got 250, I think, up there already.
It's going to be 250 now.
Yep.
Liz will be, at the moment, the #3 seed. Again, all scores unofficial.
Trip of 479 for Clara. Pretty much locking up her spot on the show.
The opening match is looking like Jordan Richard and Clara Guerrero. And a very odd, weird feeling round of 12. That started off very well. Seemed like there were going to be some high scores. You expect the transition to take place. It certainly did. But no one really, besides Shannon Puhalski, and that might be a sign of what's to come, no one really but Shannon could consistently create some score.
Yeah, Shannon 120 over. Liz bowled well. She went 120 over for 5, or for 5. The rest of them were kind of just. I feel like they had big games, and the games we saw were just kind of the grind games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was some opportunities out there, and we saw some players miss those opportunities also. All right, Jordan Richard, the young rookie. And Jordan may have all but potentially locked up Rookie of the Year with this TV show appearance also. That's one more round, of course, for Jordan of competition. Then that's another set of points added for this week alone.
Another TV show.
That's a pretty impressive
What, 4th finals? 4th TV finals?
season.
Yeah.
They won live stream stepladder. The last now 3 on
TV
television. And a good quote from her yesterday, and the story by Terry Bigham in regards to she certainly wasn't expected, but she's just trying to have fun and enjoy it, and not think too far ahead, and not think about any accolades as well. Kind of you keep doing what you're doing, and those things will take care of themselves. All right, Maria will finish things out along with Clara. Rocio still bowling. Diana's still bowling. It is it's great. I don't know if I can describe have the right words to really describe the way today felt. Like, you can just see the players give off the emotions of, like, I'm really kind of confused today, and or on certain shots, for example, and what I think is the solution just really isn't.
I agree. I mean, the vibe in here, I look at the players, the ones that were bowling, and they look like mentally exhausted.
Yes.
Because they're not sure. I feel like they're not sure what's going on out there. Because, I mean,
And this could be that situation where
of course, this is, end of the season. I know we had a 3-week break. That's basically our 4th stop in a row if you bowled the Lucy. It takes a toll.
absolutely, no question about that, physically, mentally. I was going to say earlier when we were talking about some things, I just forgot to mention it, that the breaks seem to help everyone in that sense, where if you needed to work on some things, if you needed to just get away from bowling for a little bit.
I think that explains the day right there.
That actually does.
Like, you're like this close to having that great game, and then that happens.
That is wow. Gary, in regards to Rookie of the Year, the race was really between Jordan Richard and
Would it be Sydney?
Sydney Brummett. Nice game. Nice finish for Clara. 191 to 191. Not a match, of course, but what a day. But we've got 5 finalists. Here's to Neil Milligan.
The Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open. We're going to start with our number 5 seed from Colombia, Clara Guerrero. Her opponent in the opening match will be our number 4 qualifier, making her 3rd telecast in a row from Tecumseh, Michigan, Jordan Richard. The advancer of that match will go on to face our number 3 seed, our reigning 3-time PWBA Player of the Year from Palatine, Illinois, Liz Johnson. The winner of that match will go on to face our number 2 qualifier. She is our tournament winner from last week from Colombia, Rocio Estrepo. And the victor of that match will go on to face our tournament leader, seeking her first PWBA title from Dayton, Ohio, Shannon Plahowski. Bowling fans, these are your top 5 athletes for the live CBS Sports Network TV stepladder finals of the Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open. How about one more big round of applause for all of our competitors? On behalf of Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl and the PWBA Tour, thank you all very much for coming out today, and we hope to see you this afternoon for the exciting conclusion of the Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open. Coming up next will be Fan Fest from 2 to 4. Seating for our live television finals will begin at 4 p.m. So good afternoon, everyone. Be safe, be good, and support your sport.
All right, folks, there you have it, top 5. Shannon Pluhowski in order from 1 to 5. Shannon Pluhowski, Rocio Restrepo,
Liz Johnson. Jordan
Richard. Clara Guerrero. That's an interesting 5. A 5 that I like very much because
Tell you what, we got 5 different styles.
a lot of differences across the board. And this is be intriguing. Your first thoughts as it's now set in stone.
I like Shannon Plahowski. She's going to be on the left side by herself. And then you got, we got Rocio Restrepo coming off a big win last week in Minnesota, so she's got all the momentum going for her. And then we got Liz Johnson, who's going to play pretty much her A game. And I know her wife made the trip with her, so should be a fun show for them, fun times. Then we got Jordan Richard making her 3rd consecutive TV finals. And then we've also got Clara Guerrero, I believe it's first step ladder
Of the year,
of
yes.
the year. Okay. So, and then she, out of all of them, she's gonna have the softest ball speed, I believe.
Is that good or bad? Are you thinking in
I
that
don't know.
situation?
It's
just a thing.
I don't know, because I feel like she's the one she likes to stay farther right. We know Jordan likes to play right too, but she can get in. She's got the higher rev rate, and then Liz is gonna stay right, but she's firmer ball speed wise. And then you have Liz Rocio. Rocio likes to play inside, and said before, Shannon Plahowski is gonna be on the left side by herself. So.
All right, on the fly, we're going to talk to the number 1 seed, Shannon Plahowski. My bad. Flip that around. That works for you. Okay, Shan, first, congratulations. Just tell me what it feels like quickly just to be back in this position, and especially in front of a lot of people that you know and love here.
I mean, it feels good right now. Obviously, it'll sink in here in a little bit, and then just try to keep the nerves in check.
How were you able to kind of navigate throughout? Obviously, 22 games at this point, lone lefty, but that's something you're used to. Came out the gates around 1-259, and I thought, well, she might have something out there. So what did you see?
Yeah, I mean, they were good on my side. I was able to make really good shots and ball choices. Yesterday morning, they fell my way. The last few games, I struggled to knock them over, but then today, they were a little different again. And the ball that didn't look good yesterday, I'm like, you know what? We have nothing to lose at this point. We need to try it, and it got us there.
What are your keys? Summer, you got anything, by the way?
No?
Okay. Keys for TV for you today.
Just keep nerves in check and make the 10 best shots I can and see what happens.
Perfect. All right. Don't go get fined.
Thank you.
That is Shannon Plahowski, your number 1 seed. Want to have her on and get some quick thoughts. Wow. That worked out. I might have gotten Shannon fined, but I had an idea. Sometimes you just got to do it. I did mess up her hair, Tiff. I apologize. Okay. Well, wow. I like this. This is there's a lot of intrigue, and there's some just things that we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen today.
I agree. I mean, we don't know.
We
like
never do, but
you got 5 different styles of bowlers. I think they all play the lane. Well, obviously Shannon's on the left side. Liz and Claire are probably going to play in the same area, but you got 2 different ball speeds there. So, Claire, I think, is a little softer, and Liz just the firmer ball speed. And then Jordan, I feel like she can play anywhere on the lane. So and then she's got 2 TV shows under her belt, 2 live TV shows. So, I mean, this could be the one.
yeah. And Roe is obviously won last week.
Yeah, she's got all the momentum going for her. And I know her husband's here. I know he's probably not probably, but super proud of her.
And she, too, has fans as well.
Yes.
Louisville, Ohio is a couple hours away, too. So when she talked to me last week, she said it would be cool. And there were a lot of friends who said if, they might be able to make qualifying. If she makes the show, they can come on down. So she kept her word. She made the show, and now all the folks got to come on down.
And
so
you got two Ohio
Yeah, it should be
players.
rocking.
Yeah, this
It
place
should be rocking.
Yeah, now we're getting ready for Fan Fest at 2 o'clock.
It should be rocking. So we've got an impromptu post-game show that I just
Thought of.
turned it into, and thanks for being here. Thanks to Neil and Jason for letting me steal Shannon real quick, because they're supposed to be in a TV meeting right now, which they will be in just a second. Next week we'll be in Plano, Texas, for the Players Championship sponsored by Cubica AMF. I look forward to being there. That is around the corner, of course, from where we are located. Summer, you will be there, right?
I will be there.
Okay. What's one key item for the viewers at home when they watch the show tonight? Maybe one or two things that they should just be on the lookout for, since we do have so many kind of different styles on TV.
I'll be looking to see where everyone starts. Just because they're going to use a pair of lanes they have not used. I don't know if the pattern's been laid out on it, so of course it's going to be different. And we heard Shannon say they were different from yesterday to today, and the ball that didn't work yesterday worked today. So who knows what's going to be down on the TV show pair.
And we can almost guarantee
We know where Shannon's going to play.
in some fashion that it would be different.
Yes, and we know where Shannon's going to play. We know where Liz is going to play. It's just maybe what balls they're going to use. That's kind of what we would look at. So that's what I'm going to keep my eyes on.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gratefully but anxiously awaiting this show. I kind of wish it was right now. Obviously, the players don't, because they need as many hours as possible to unwind and get ready to be at their best. But want to thank everybody for tuning in as usual. Thanks for staying on for our impromptu post-game show. Perhaps we'll make it a thing in the future. Wow. Okay. Just to recap, Shannon Pluhowsky is your number 1 seed. Your number 2 seed is Rocio Restrepo, last week's champion. Your number 3 seed is the Hall of Famer and reigning 3-time Player of the Year, Liz Johnson. 4th is Jordan Richard, who has made now 3 consecutive TV shows. She is now the 2nd player to do that. The first, of course, Liz Culkin, whose 3rd show was last week, 3rd consecutive on television. And Clara Guerrero, who returns to television for the first time this season. Want to thank Nationwide, their sponsorship of the Columbus Open, their sponsorship of the last 2 events on the PWBA Tour, and their relationship with the United States Bowling Congress and the members. Want to thank Wayne and Elaine Webb, the great hosts here at Columbus Bowl, Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl. They've been great. The staff here has been great as well. Want to thank the city of Columbus. They were cool. They got some great food here, by the way. I was able to get some dinner on Thursday night. Even went to I believe it's called Dirty Frank's. They got these really great hot dog spot last night. That's awesome. Anything else?
Make sure you get those last minute entries.
Oh
on
yeah,
Twitter.
Bowl TV giveaway. Tweet, if you forgot, tweet at PWBA Tour. Make sure you follow PWBA Tour on Twitter. Simply tell us who your favorite PWBA player is, past or present, and let us know why also, and that'll make you eligible for this week's giveaways. And certainly want to thank Summer Jasmine. She joined us yesterday. Danielle Vandermeer joined us yesterday as well. And Travis Goodwin from Nationwide also appeared on the program this week. So for Summer Jasmine, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We'll see you pregame. We'll have Facebook Live going on, Instagram Live as well. So be on the lookout for those on the PWBA Social channels. CBS Sports Network, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. CBS Sports Network. Who will win the title? It's going to be super exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Summer, thanks again.
Thank you.
Always welcome. We'll see you next week in Plano, Texas, folks. Until then, be safe. Have a great day. We'll see you on the show. This has been a presentation of the Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open live on Bowl TV.